Yo, 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 y'all can hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, y'all ready?
So you can't get in.
Who say you can't get in?
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold on. You can't get in? You heard me now?
Hello?
Yeah, what you said? What you said
Will
now?
talk in your ear. Mom, please talk. I will talk in your ear.
Yo.
What up, Mike Lowe? I mean, Josh.
I'm back.
That's the last place you visited that you got up on your screen?
Nah, dog. Nah. How everybody doing this week, bro? This one could be quick, yeah, dog. Cause Winston, you saw what I saw?
I didn't.
Oh,
Hold up. Excuse me. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Who this is? We got a new member?
That's Josh.
Yeah, oh, that's Josh. Josh. How do you pronounce that with the hyphen? Is it Josh?
Josh. Josh.
Okay, my bad. Good morning. I'm back on mute.
God bless y'all, man.
Akeem, every month you got to renew your subscription, bro. That's why you couldn't get in earlier.
Ah, shit. How you do that?
You just did it. Good
Oh,
job. Click the link in the bio.
well, shit.
Mike, what you had seen? Is it Spy or something like that? Is it on Future?
It's well, I was just charting futures. I was charting NASDAQ, but it's probably on everything else too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run through these stocks and then you can show us on the futures. All right. So what we got? Tesla, obvious. Nvidia. Anything else outside of it? Tesla, Nvidia, and Spy.
Yeah, Palantir too. But you can start with Tesla.
Uh,
That boy's looking at AutoZone.
I ain't gonna even tell you why because I got you back on here. So I'm not gonna even go on why I had autos on. All right. So Tesla came short by a few dollars, filling this gap. I
That's the
ventured.
monthly?
Yeah, that's the monthly. I'm
Okay.
doing everything on the monthly. We got 67. We were looking for 70. So it didn't fill it all the way, but shit, that's 97, 98% of it. Probably still gonna get the C370, but I do believe by us closing in that gap that uh your downside has more money on it. Mall can't get in either.
My bad. I changed the algorithm, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna let him in. Hold up.
But Right now, the downside to Tesla is 296. So 300 to 296. This is on the monthly. Um, go to your weekly. If you was to get in that trade, you wouldn't be able to get in there until it closes under 333. So now, if it fills, I will be playing it down to 333. If it don't fill, like we end up red at the beginning of the month, I'll probably wait and see if I can get the 290. Almost as auto block. Is this an auto block? I'm sorry, I'm overstepping my wordage. Is
Is
that an
that?
auto block right here?
Uh, mm, I wouldn't call it that.
Okay. What up, buddy? I'm gonna say like 300, 305. If we don't fill a gap and we start out red, you're probably gonna get the early sell off to get your entry. Uh, which is we looked at the monthly already, 300, 305 area. Looking to buy the call so it could go back up and possibly if it come out here at the beginning of the month, I would honestly be looking for Tesla to
2 years.
invert that gap.
Even home, it was 2 years, right?
What that is?
My bad.
Mike, you got something differently on that one?
On Tesla?
Yeah, want me to go back to the monthly?
No, nah, you good. We close inside the gap.
We closed inside of it, but we didn't fill it. So
Yep.
I was telling them if we sell off at the beginning of this month, we're
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna go get that whole fill because we already that was a strong candle inside of there. I think they probably let me go back to the monthly.
Hey,
So you saying this
when y'all
weekly gap
saying
would be entry for it to go back and fill if you wanted to take that play.
Yeah, to fill the whole thing because I think is that candle is such a strong candle with bias. I feel like if we down early, you'll have enough time to get like another end of the month for a 370, and it'll actually go fill the whole gap. Because
Right.
we
what
still
can,
closed inside of the gap. Go ahead.
what candle you was referring to as a strong candle? My fault.
Oh, hold on. Back to, it's a monthly candle. I thought so. That's your monthly.
Okay.
And then you got like, see right here, you had like a level or whatever you want to call this at
Mm-hmm.
274. We closed underneath it, closed back on top of it, tested it, and then we took off. So that's really like you could almost see you'll see like 404, honestly. You looking at the monthly, Mike? Or that hold on, you coming back in.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
So to me, I'm looking at 404, Mike, with an
Um,
entry of 300.
s- so okay.
This is the monthly.
Yeah, so this is
Close back above this gap
uh-huh.
right here,
Yep.
inverted that one. On a
Yep.
weekly, this is a weekly gap, inverted that. If we could
Yep.
get if we could get 300 early this month,
Mm-hmm.
go get you a 400 for
To
probably
fill
the
the gap.
middle of next month. Yeah, fill a gap and then come up here and probably create like a high or something. So I'm sorry. If it come back down to 300, go get a 370. There you go. And we looking for 400 as the actual number.
But you could take it to 400, even though
Yeah,
the 400 is gonna be cheaper.
yeah, 380, something like that. So even if you're getting a 400, get out at 370.
What's the top
Can
of that?
somebody
What's the
can
top of that
somebody
bar?
let Maul in, bro?
He not on here saying he need to get in. Oh, that's Mike. No, only Mike is in the waiting room.
Look, I did it on my phone. I think Maul got the wrong Zoom number. They ain't because that ain't the Zoom. That ain't the number.
Everybody in there. He ain't renew his subscription.
Hold up.
Tell him we need that 39.55.
Hold up, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking at the waiting room. It's only Michael was in there. He says John. Oh, Mike, do that little thing you had did last time too, where you requested to be the host, and
Yeah.
we could kind of both share our screen. If you do that request, it won't knock me off. I don't believe.
All right.
But how you feel about that one, bro? I mean, how all y'all feel about it? Y'all see what
What's
we're
the top
looking
of
at?
this blue box right here?
This one,
Yeah,
33, and that's the gap that it inverted on the weekly.
that might be your entry right there.
You think 33? We don't come touch it, so we don't create a gap.
That might be your entry. But
33.
you, but I'm gonna just say this. If Tesla start trading down now, just be on alert for that. And then, best case scenario is the numbers that you call with.
Oh, hold on, y'all. It's the weekly, so it had to be this week if it's gonna fill this gap, guys. Right?
Yep.
Like we talk about it. So this week we want to see Tesla under 300. If we don't close this gap next week, or we don't even test it next week, when we get on here Sunday, we're gonna be looking to buy 333 if it come down after this week.
I think I'm all
He ain't in here for real.
Hey, bro, y'all gotta know what y'all discriminating against other people or something?
That
bro.
nigga probably.
That
Hey,
number
hey,
that
Mike, I was about to go back to my old ways. I'm catching myself.
don't
I'm
do
about
it,
to
bro.
tell him why I
Look,
know why he can't get in, but
that's the wrong Zoom.
it gotta be.
That's not the
I'm about,
Zoom
I'm
number,
about to
bro.
send them the link.
I don't see his name on here.
I was about to put it in the chat, but that nigga left.
He left the whole group.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm about to add him back. Hold up. Man, it's crazy. Hold up.
Oh, I seen it too.
Oh man.
That ain't the right link.
That's not the right link, bro.
That's not. Never was. That man crazy. But so y'all get how we setting this one up, fellas?
So y'all want that gap to be
Yeah, I
filled,
follow
or
you.
y'all want to use it
Yeah.
as
So
support? You just wanted to touch the gap.
okay. Mm,
Because I'm saying, what if you get a weekly closure below that gap?
then we going down. It's
All
inverted.
right, so this gap is telling us we looking for a weekly closure either inside or on top the gap.
Yes. But we saying this, if it don't come back into this area, bro, we told you
Yeah.
about the fill on the 3 weeks, and then I think we kind of touched up on the continuance to whichever way it is. So usually if it don't fill on the third week, when you get that 4 week and say come down next Monday,
Mm-hmm.
it'll touch this gap and then take off and go to a higher high. Somewhere there you go, y'all. Somewhere like we saying 400 or whatever it is, like and go get some liquidity from there, and then bring it back down, retrace the gap, X, Y, Z, whatever. So you might get your upside first, and then it sell off to downhill. We got Quiet Witching the third week of the month, which is the 21st. So where we'll have all the indices, all the commodities and stuff, you got to get out of the quarterly contracts. So you'll see like some type of selling. I'm hoping we could get it early at the beginning of the month. And then that'll kind of let us know, all right, we going to fill this gap. Then from here, we we banking on it by it having more upside and printing a reversal candle on our monthly. We're gonna say, all right, we kind of see how the movie playing out, fill this gap, pick up all these buyers, you heard me, and then we go to the higher level being the 400, like we said, get your 370 or 400, kind of get out at that 370 that's still a gap that hasn't been inverted on a month. But $70 your way, you should have been and made some money. Because it might decide it doesn't want to close outside of that gap. It might want to wait another month to close outside of that gap.
Mhm.
So I would be getting out at like 370. You can ask another question if it ain't
No, I'm getting what y'all saying.
yeah. So right now we going off our normal little thing. We going into the third week. We want to see 300 next week. Do you want to play it down? That's cool if you want to. Or if you want to hold on to your money because you want to see how much the other contract is going to be on a monthly joint. Because this will be a 1 weeker. Even if you get 2 weeks, if it ain't down here by next week, then you get out of that.
And the reason why y'all saying y'all don't believe it's gonna fully fill the gap is because the sentiment and because Tesla seems bullish right now. I mean, just according to the chart. Or
No,
what
we
make
just
you think
going
it's
off
not
of
gonna fill the
setups.
gap?
I
Okay,
wanted to feel. So I'm
okay,
cool with you taking it. I just don't want to play it down and then back up.
gotcha.
I'll wait for it. Like we got the 340s and the 370s last time for the month. I would like to get another monthly contract again versus a 1 week or 2 week. I like the way
Right,
that move. So I want my entry at that 300. All right, cool. Get 300. I'm gonna go for the 400 contract for the end of this month, and then if we could get that movement instantly, it might come down here, give you 300, and then close the week back at 339, back above this gap. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. All that can happen in a short period of time,
In a
and then we
short
got the
period.
rest of the month to get to
Yeah,
the goal, to the objective. I got you. I was just asking because I know I heard Mike say that the 330 where we at right now on top of that gap may be the entry. That's
because
all. That's
it
why I was asking
inverted
that.
it. So it made a gap while filling this gap. You see what I'm saying? This is
Uh
the gap it actually inverted. And then when it closed above it, it used it as support last time.
You got that.
Right.
They didn't got
You know what
that
I'm saying?
volume. You got that
That's what I'm
volume
saying. So
balance on it.
that makes it bullish sentiment then, right? Because we didn't go back into the gap. We used it as support.
Yeah,
Definitely. And
yeah.
that's
Okay.
on a bigger
Okay.
time frame too, Ben. On a monthly
Okay.
time frame, it looked like it want to go to 400.
Right.
We
And
looking
then on
for
the
the
weekly,
entry. Yeah,
right.
we looking the weekly is bullish too.
No. I'm
But
saying that's what I'm saying. The weekly confirms what the month is telling us should happen or would look like wants to happen. Because like you
yeah,
said, if we'd have came back into the gap and closed inside of it, then that would have probably gave us a more
underneath it,
confidence
like
of it
Akeem was
filling the
saying.
gap. Yeah.
Right. Now we
Right.
close underneath the gap, then now that's gonna be our reversal. And then
Got you.
we need to go down. So and then that looks like what 225, Mike? If we close underneath that gap, coming back down here somewhere.
Look out below. Yeah.
Yeah, look out below. So we just looking at the monthly because the beginning of the month, looking at how it closed, and now we on the weekly just looking for an entry. I think this is the
Right.
best bet. We wait 1 more week. If y'all want to get into that put to take it down to 300, I don't have a problem with it. I don't dislike that one because again, it plays into my trading setup. I just want to get the one that has more time, so I don't have to keep on looking at Tesla every day. I'd rather wait on that bigger play, and give me a month and a week, whatever it is, uh, and see if I could catch that one. So that's two counters. You could get a 300 put for 2 weeks, a week, or you could wait for the 300 to come up, and then you buy 400 or 370 a month out. That's the two plays you can play on Tesla. You could do both of them. It's all on what you want to do. That's that's what we kind of got right now on this one. And if everybody good, we could go to our next one.
Oh yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Probably why it burned up. Huh? Probably why it burned up. Good.
Nvidia,
Talk to me.
same thing. You gotta this a weekly.
Go to the monthly right quick, bro, before you do the weekly.
All right. I'm just gonna mark this out right quick. You bag of butter out, 200. Throw your money right there, Mike. I don't like it.
Why not?
Can't get past this 139, 141.
Yep.
Month is it closed under 136 again? I know that's a weekly. I didn't heard that number a few times. So it tested it again. Not to say it won't. It could use it and break it this time. Guess you use this. Is this an auto block? They will use that support again. What you got for it?
I don't have nothing. That was my first time looking at it. I was just wanting to see how it looked. If they had
Yeah.
anything that was tradable, a gap.
I'm bullish.
Hey, when we look at the NASDAQ, you're gonna be able to tell that boy turned his camera on and said that.
Yeah, he triple OG over here.
My fault, cuz.
That boy want everybody to know.
So we still in here. We trying to get out on a monthly. I think the same thing on the weekly, to where it's just kind of doing that, and then also they had earnings to close out the month, and it didn't do it for them. So do you get another month like this? Long term, obviously, we know who Nvidia is. Everything is green, but Ben, you know the stock better than us because I know you've been not better. I don't know who know what, but me and you talk about it often. So you kind of been tracking what they do after earnings and stuff like that. They like dropping news after they done gave their earnings with a little sneak
Yeah,
attack.
they're a creeper, bro.
Yeah.
They numbers was good. You got the little China shit hanging over their head, but they blew their numbers out with losing the money with the China shit. But the good thing with that is all it's gonna take is for them to come out and say the China deal is solved. If that happens, that bitch gonna probably take off. Still ain't gonna take off like it used to, you heard me? But you still gonna get a little pop. You know what I'm saying? So just gotta wait and see, bro. But they numbers was good that they reported for earnings. But the stock never moves after earnings like that. Like earnings, normally it'll drop off. They'll report some good news and it drop off. That didn't happen this time, you heard me? So I think we still good by end of the year, or maybe even in the next 3 months or so, you heard me? For another little bounce. Shit, if you got in at the numbers we call for February and shit, you made money already in Nvidia, you heard me? I don't know if anybody got in, but from $90, 80, 88 up to fucking 140, that was a clean lick right there.
Grigio. Uh, we do have the the gap set up on this one. Well, we 2 weeks in. This will be the third week. If this one does not fill this gap, doesn't come test 128, then the next time it come down here, it should continue high and probably go to take out that 153. I think on the fibs it was like 155. Uh, so yeah, we'll visit this one again next week. So the downside for this week is actually 117, 116, 117. If it don't fill its gap this week, then we should continue up. And it inverted this one. It's still above this one. Well, it inverted, closed back underneath it, now it closed back on top of it. So, and it pulled a little, did it take out this? I think it equal highs, if that's a real thing. But yeah, I'll wait and see on this one. The only play right now is the week go and get that 118. They could play it back up to 140. Y'all good on this one?
Yeah, remember I know I was talking to you about the numbers early in the week on Nvidia. I think what I told you was 135, 136.06. And I think that
Uh,
Joker closed the week at 136.13. And then
yeah,
I know some weeks back, somebody else had brought, I think it was Akeem brought up stock closing close to the number, but a few cents above whatever our target was. And I think, Mike, you was like, that's kind of sketchy. You can't
yeah,
really
you
go
won't
off
know
that.
until you know. If it go up, that mean it broke it. If it go down, that mean that wouldn't have, that was not
Right.
the number.
Yeah,
Okay.
You was saying you want a clean break, a good break on it.
Right,
yeah.
right, right. I mean, we did close above the actual target number, but by only about 7 cents. So to me, that wasn't too strong, bro. Everything
And
right now
depending
just
on where
feel
it came
wishy-washy.
from too, Ben, because
Yeah,
141 is also a number. It tested 141. It came right back
right.
down. We called
It did.
141 last week. That was the
Yeah,
number for the earnings, but it wasn't like a big mover because I think we were already up there at the 133, 136. And
right.
that's
All, all,
exactly where it
all
went
this
and
little
sold
area that
off.
we in, from 128 to back to the highs, is kind of choppy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it got to break out. But again, what do you want to be? You want to be waiting on a breakout or you want to be in when it breaks out? Because we kind of know
Right.
what it's going to do. So all I could do now is, again, downside is it has more money on the downside with that one 119, 118 area coming from 135, and then your upside is 141 again. So it has more downside that you'll be taking on if you try to buy a call up here. You can wait for 141 to break, then hopefully give you a test or we create a gap. We're gonna find the opportunities to get in, but we want to buy the ones that's gonna be more lucrative for us, whether it be down or up. So right now, down would be the play, or you wait till it go down to buy it back up if you're a bullish person on it. So you don't get that close, then you got a higher buying price where you're not waiting for 118. You had like 128. I know you done bought up like 124 or something like that before. So that little range up in there, if we don't get this closure uh this week, then you play it up. If it come down to 118, that'll be your get your 140 or 150 a month, uh 2 months out. We good on this one?
Yeah.
Palantir. Dang. Oh, this bill was $5 in 2023.
Stay focused.
Uh-huh.
With about 100 shares.
I said stay focused.
Come on now, guys. $140. Got 140. Then 159.82 on this joint. Monthly downside is 119. Wanted to come touch the top of this candle. It's bullish. Do have a gap on this one that was just created. Monthly gap
Mm,
between
mm, mm, mm.
104 and 98. Took out, closed the butt is, Mike. What you
Huh?
more up?
I think
You want to look at this monthly a little bit longer? You good?
no, we good. Good.
I'm going down to
I
the
think
week.
I think you on point with the, especially with the fibs.
Okay. Is above uh I guess what would be it's a fake high, huh, Mike? No, that's a real one. It broke this.
So
Not
look,
playing
it
that
broke
range.
it. Yep, it broke it using that support. You see,
Yeah,
using that,
play resistance.
the body of that candle, that red candle to your left.
Right here.
Yeah, using it as
Yeah.
support. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I got you now. So I need to be drawing my line here. Hold on, y'all. What you saying? This has been
Using it as
bang, bang,
support.
bang, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
So be looking for higher numbers.
Yeah.
Probably 140. Who was looking at this one? Somebody used to bring it up.
Anybody is still in Palantir? Or did anybody get in Palantir?
Nope.
Okay.
Not since he left us last year. Just still been tracking. I mean, we all been still following.
20,
I think somebody just
$23.
mentioned it because we've been keeping up with it.
Okay.
Then you got a weekly gap right here. Does that one a week? So they got a monthly and a weekly right here. That we passed those 3 days. So if it do come down, you're looking for it to run from 108. If it come down and test 108,
And take you up to 140 to new highs,
probably
or
so.
coming back up to where it just left at the 133 area and get back on top of that 125 or whatever that is marked,
Yeah,
120.
you're gonna be looking for a bounce. I'll say 140 because it hasn't tested it yet. So you get that liquidity from here. As my guy Josh says, take that internal, external. So your internal liquidity is right here. Be taking it external.
Mm-hmm.
108.
Yeah, up in that hurry. Y'all good on that one?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, do a spy, then I'm coming to you, Mike.
Just bi-weekly.
Yeah, you want me to go to monthly?
Yeah, I want to see something like quick if you don't mind.
This is a new fib too. We was going from back here, from here to here to here, and I just did this one with this pullback.
All right.
So
Let
I think
me
we had reached 100% on this fib. Um, so this the new one. Let me get over to, and then the old fib was like 610. You get what I'm saying? But that was at
inverted
100% of
inverted the
that
gap,
fib.
bro.
Huh?
Inverted that monthly gap, bro.
Yes,
That's all I got to say.
yes. That's what we was waiting on, y'all, to see if it was gonna close above.
Now you
Yep.
could look at that. You could look at those candles, like those three candles next to each other,
Well,
and
yeah,
see
right here.
that's a level. Yeah, you could see that's a level, right? You could call that a level,
Mhm.
but we closed beneath it, but we inverted the gap. So what you gonna do? I I broke it down deeper on my own when I was charting the Nasdaq yesterday.
Right. And to me, you do that. I mean, you just you wait for it to break, right? You got this inverted. You could take it up to here, but like you said, when I take anything else past that, not until it break.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now you
Mm-hmm.
can get in early and go into the numbers that we have, but which is I got 609, 643, 687 on the new set of fibs.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait for this to break and get in there, or you could try to get this now and they play around here a little bit longer, come sell off. It could go up here first, sell back off to make sure we don't have a gap here. You got all those things, or you just wait to get that confirmation above the 609 to get into the other ones. It should be using 609 as support. But right now it's still resistance until it breaks. But I am on the upside with this. Especially off of that. Let me off of the break. I am. I do want Mike. Can it hit here and come back and give us some candles here? No.
It could, yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
think,
I'm waiting on a break, dog. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm waiting on a break. That's a good candle. Good strong candle. Good wick. That's a bullish wick right there. We got the continuous of that wick, but shit, you got 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Should be. And we got somebody. See what happens when they get up there. So I might not be in the spy long term or none of these other big numbers until we get that monthly closure above 609, 610. I'm gonna go back down to the weekly, or you good?
Yeah, you go down.
Same thing. Got a little shit I gotta clean up right here. But
That
this all
volume.
good, huh?
Yeah,
Well, obviously, besides this little point right here.
yeah. That's a volume imbalance. So look, so if you look at that volume imbalance right there and then look to the left, that's another volume imbalance all the way. See that?
Right here?
No, to right there.
Right here?
Yep. See that volume imbalance?
Yeah,
And then we opened up above it and use it as support.
I got you.
You see that?
Talking about this area.
Yep. So now one or two things can happen. We could use the market always uses those volume imbalances as like a magnet for price, just for to balance the market, just to put price there. Because when you look at it, there's really no price there, meaning there's no candle outside of that, that wick, that red wick right there, but there's no body of a candle there. So the market, in order to clean that volume imbalance up, the market normally puts a candle there.
Yeah.
So just just to, just for
So in that, I would be. I mean, we treat this like a gap. You got your 3 weeks, and it could go higher. I would be. Uh, I think we need one more. Don't do not too far fetched on this. Just say that till you get this shit done. Come up here and create a reason not to go back down or something like that. You hear me? But like we said, we're quiet, which and then this month, uh, it's possible to even with us saying, you know how the shit go, of us that making us sell on to 570. I'm just trying to find a reason to come get us a candle here and then continue up. Because right now it don't look like it won't put a candle next to that wick. That was a very bullish month last week. And even to me, even though we sold in April, that shit, man, that joint got aggressive once it went down. And I think we showed y'all on the yearly, it went did what it had to do. So yearly and monthly look like we going up. We just waiting for the weekly to jump on board.
Yes, sir.
So y'all good on this one? Man, they quiet in here. How much?
Yeah, bro.
All right, I'm about to. I already gave you the thing. You can show yours, huh?
Oh, okay.
I believe. Let me. All right, it's pulling now.
All right, bro. All right, Winston. Look, this is what I got for you, brother. All right, so this is the monthly. So we had this weekly fair value gap up here that we filled, kind of almost retraced it. We closed above this gap strongly on the Nasdaq. Closed above that gap. So this is what I got going down to the lower time frame from the let's go to the weekly first. So from a weekly perspective, this was a weekly gap. Remember, traded into it, closed into it. We closed in it 2 weeks ago. Got out of it last week. This week, kind of filled it. Well, we did fill it, and still closing inside of it. So, but all in all, we still closed above the monthly gap. So the only thing we got beneath us is this daily fair value gap with this volume imbalance right beneath it right here, right? So from a monthly perspective, I'm gonna go back to the monthly right quick. So from a monthly perspective, we could open up this month selling to use to clean this gap up, this daily fair value gap, as well as that volume balance, and also still be able to use this inversion as support and trade higher for the rest of the month and take out these relative equal highs right here.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do this shit early, bro.
See what I'm
Start selling.
saying?
Yeah, start selling Monday and get down there because we know that's just gonna be candle manipulation. We
Yeah.
get a sale these first 2 weeks, then probably that's gonna be people starting to get into their new positions for the next 3 months. I want it early, bro.
So yeah, I think that's what might happen. Going into the next month, being that tomorrow is the first day trading day of June. So you got, like I said, you got your weekly fair value gap that we filled last week. Then we also have this daily fair value gap that's beneath us, monthly fair value gap that we closed above. We inverted it. So if we inverted this gap, that's bullish, right? So just like, the order flow is still bullish. But just because the order flow is bullish don't mean we can't come clean this up down here and then go continue higher, right? Because this is a monthly candle. So we could kind of come down, clean some of this stuff up down here from a daily perspective, and then trade higher. Now, that's what I would like to happen going into the week. It might not happen that way. So you just gotta be prepared for pretty much whatever the market kind of like gives us, to be honest. But just looking from a daily perspective, this is kind of like a consolidation. We traded into we traded into the daily fair value gap already. We use it as support, traded higher. You got your order block here, your order block. Use that as support, and we're still using it as support. So the market can open up and go higher if it would like. Best case scenario for me is for it to trade lower first and find support somewhere down here, and then you trade higher, right? So kind of like what we talked about on the other stocks, pretty much the same thing, trading back down to those gaps or those order blocks that were beneath us on Tesla and on what's the other one? Tesla and Nvidia. So just that being that, man. And after that, I mean, that's pretty much it from the high time frame perspective. But just looking at it from a lower time frame perspective, this is the 1 hour chart, the Nasdaq. I typically use the 1 hour chart as my daily chart. So the setup on the daily the setup on the 1 hour for me is this. This is the range that we're trading in. We traded into this gap that was beneath us. We swept this low that was inside of the gap. You have a bullish breaker right here. We traded into the wick of it with this red candle. We traded into the wick of it right here. Used it as support. Off of that support, we created a fair value gap right here. This fair value gap is in discount. So if the market was to use this as support going into tomorrow or tonight when the market opens up and trade higher, I'll be interested in taking that trade at least to 50% of this range. Now also in premium of this 1 hour range, you got an inversion. All right, this is your gap, right? You got your gap, you got your consolidation, you got your move lower. We inverted the gap. We never came back to test it. It's in premium. So if the market, wants to trade back here first and clean this up and then trade lower, I'm kind of prepared for it to do whatever it wants to do, just by looking at it from a lower time frame perspective, just like I said, the 1 hour. And I always treat my 1 hour as like my daily chart, So, but high time frame perspective, I still believe that the order flow is definitely bullish. I still believe that we still have some cleaning up to do. Like we said on the weekly and the daily chart, some cleaning up we could do. But as far as just looking at the market as a whole, I still believe the order flow is bullish. But if the market really wanted to get down, this will be an area of interest for me right here. Right here.
All right, bro.
Huh?
Keep it cute, dog. Get off of that. It ain't coming down there, y'all.
All right. All right. I'm just saying.
He said, keep it cute.
I'm just saying. If the market really wanted to get down, this is where it's going. This is the magnet right here.
Yeah.
So this is where we closed at. Not this past week, not this past Friday, but the previous Friday. This is where we closed at. This is where we open. This is a gap.
There will be signs.
There will be signs, right?
Okay.
So if we were to trade back down here, I'm just trying to be prepared for every scenario possible, right? So even from just like I was saying earlier, from a 1 hour perspective, this is the setup, right? We got a gap in discount. You take that gap and discount, take it to equilibrium of the range, you get out the way, right? So then if the market decides to trade into premium, you take, your premium setup. If you want to trade this inversion, you can take that inversion back down to equilibrium, 50%. And then once we start displacing in one direction or another, then the market really that's what the market is telling you that it really wants to do. What
Well,
direction?
you said the equilibrium is what?
50% of the range.
So the temporary high?
So you could say this high right here will be your price target.
That's crazy.
It is. It's all on how you look at it, right? Because if you look at it like this, we swept this yesterday. I mean Friday. We swept those relative equal highs. We swept all of them. So it's possible that we trade back into this gap and then go higher. It's very much possible, but this is a small time frame as opposed to what we were looking at as far as the weekly and the monthly, right? Because just because I use the 1 hour chart as my daily chart don't mean that you have to. You know what I'm saying? You could use whatever higher time frame that you use as your compass. This is just my compass, right? But just trading from discount to equilibrium, from premium to equilibrium, right? That's just how I look at it. Because if you put a range on any other range of 1 hour range or whatever, another range, that's typically what the market does. It goes to premium, it trades back to equilibrium at least. Goes to discount, trades back to equilibrium at least. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to trade from premium to discount. You just trading from premium to half of the range, just to make sure you get your money and get out the way. Now, some days the market is extremely bullish. Some days the market is extremely bearish, and it just takes off and runs. And on those days, act accordingly. But when we have normal trading
That's
days,
a lot of coffee. Go ahead. My bad.
when we have a lot of trading days, when we have regular trading days where the market is in a range, when we trade in a range, it's highly likely that you could just take your trade from discount to equilibrium and from premium to equilibrium and get out the way, and most times on equilibrium of the range, it's going to be a intermediate high, like you said. Or also, if you go down to a smaller time frame, like the 5 minute, it's probably going to be a 5 minute high or a session high or something like that. But all in all, like I said earlier, I do believe that the order flow is still bullish. I do believe that we're going to retrace a little bit going into this week, hopefully. Just for my sake, because I wanted that make it easier for me to trade to the upside. But outside of that, man, everything else that we already touched on, especially with Tesla and Nvidia, it pretty much lines up with what we already been talking about as far as the market kind of pulling back first before the next leg higher. And that's what I see on the NASDAQ too. I see the market kind of like trying to pull back a little bit before we go higher, or it could continue higher and set a new high and reverse and come take all this out and trade back into this volume imbalance down here. But that, that's doomsday. I'm not, I ain't trying to scare nobody. I ain't trying to scare nobody, but I just got to keep it a buck.
I got some comic relief for you once you're done, bro. Let me know when you done wrapped it up.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm pretty much done.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much
All right.
done.
Maul, where you at? You ain't here, Maul? Where Maul at, y'all?
He in there.
He left, huh?
He putting the death on the smokers.
Oh, okay. I won't know what Zoom he was trying to go to. Cause
That's
we ain't never had
definitely
that
gonna be
link in
me.
our life, dog. You backsliding, brother? Huh? Somebody on the Zoom the same time as us? On ass. All right. I'll save this and put it up. Y'all ain't got nothing else for us. Good?
That's it, man.
So, I'm gonna hit you up, Mikey.
All right, bro. Y'all have a good
All right.
day, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
Tashi.
All right.